Hello and welcome, Scorpio, to your January messages. So keep in mind these are collective in general. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Never give your power away to reading or outcome. Remember, you're a conscious creator and you shift and change your timeline with your free will choice. Okay, Scorpio, you have some interesting energy coming through in January. All right, starting out, we have this Master of Stealth energy coming through here, okay? So this could be your energy, this could be a situation you're navigating, or this is just, the message of being aware of your surroundings, right? It's important to do that, and trusting in your intuition because you are quite intuitive, Scorpio. So if there's something kind of happening behind the scenes, it feels like you'll kind of get an inkling or understanding or some sort of intuitive message about that. So don't dismiss it, but be curious about it. It's not about going into fear, but it's about going into awareness and trusting and developing that relationship with your intuition, right? Because it's here to support you. The difference between an intuitive message versus fear is fearful messages will be typically come with like a fearful energy, right? Usually there'll be a lot of questions and be more confusing, whereas your intuition is going to speak more in statements and be more direct and be more clear. And even if there's a situation that's like you need to get out of, it feels like your intuition will guide you, out of that without being very fear-driven or fear-based, right? Our intuition does protect us, right? We hear sometimes like our gut instinct, right? Our gut has its own sort of navigation, of situations and discernment. So it could be, as simple as you're walking a certain way and your gut just feels like it locks up and is like, and you just like hear a little message like, don't go that way or something like that. That's going to guide you. Now remember, messages coming from your intuition are going to be high vibrational, okay? They're going to be supportive and loving and empowering. They're going to be messages of wanting to keep you, choosing, your highest timeline and coming from almost like a very loving guide or parent, like that sort of energy, right? So intuitions are clear. Fear can be very muddled. So, kind of trust in that discernment there. A place that might be important for you, Scorpios, is the shopping mall. We have a variety of stores or shopping centers. So that might be where you get into your flow. That might be where you're inspired. Maybe you like to window shop. Maybe you just love to shop in general. But again, there's just that message, just kind of be aware of your surroundings. Or some of you, maybe you're navigating, exiting some sort of situation. And so you're doing it in a very careful way and more of a stealthy way. That might be the case as well. But with the shopping mall energy, variety of stores and shopping centers, just be aware of your surroundings, be aware of where your wallet is or your purse is. That's just kind of a shadowy message that came through. But there's also that message of a shopping mall being that might be a place that you go to for creativity, or that you go to. Some of you may work in a shopping mall, or you just like to get into your flow state by doing that, right? That's something that is important for you in January. Maybe you are, just perusing, or maybe you have specific things that you want to get or you want to manifest and go out into the shops and see if, you can find them. There's many different messages coming through there. The other message that we have for you that's an affirmation for you for January, Scorpios, is I am centered and focused and I feel more secure each day. And it's I'm a capable person and I can handle anything that comes my way. Okay, so these are two affirmations. Take which one aligns, or maybe both do. But it feels like you are transforming a bit more in your personal power, in your, connection with your intuition, in your presence, right? In your self-confidence. That's something that is evolving and growing with you here, Scorpios. When we get into the high vibrational living messages, we have the golden cities: live ecologically and harmoniously. Okay, maybe some of you are going to be leaving a city area. And so I just did the Cancer sign video, and I'm kind of starting to get a migraine, so bear with me, because I'm still called to show up, and when I channel, it can actually help kind of hold off those symptoms, but eventually, they will be coming back. But there's this sense here of you, Scorpios, living in a way that's harmonious with the planet. Some of you might feel like if you live in the city, you want to get out of the city. You want to live in maybe more of a quiet environment, right? But it's just being more conscious and aware, especially with the shopping energy coming through, of when you are purchasing certain things, like where they're sourced from. Is it sustainable? Or, focusing on things that, just ways of bettering the planet and the way in which you kind of operate and utilize resources, right? Interestingly enough, when it comes to your past life energy that is helpful for you to know for January, we have the Explorer in reverse. So we have Traveler and Wanderer, but in reverse. So for many of you, fear has been keeping you stuck from expanding, from adventures, from new experiences, from meeting new people. And this is a message for you to kind of stretch outside your comfort zone, right? I heard failure to launch. So some of you, you might be sitting on some sort of project or business or move or opportunity that you haven't taken time, to really launch and believe in yourself. And so this might be a message that's important for you to take another look at that, to expand outside your comfort zone, to think about what you have to gain by exploring, right? That's a message coming through. The other message could be if you are already traveling or you have booked travel plans, it could be with this Explorer energy, Wanderer, Traveler, that you are there's some sort of delay in travel plans, but to trust in that things will work out or align in a way that's better for you. There might be some sort of protection and reason why you can't maybe go on that cruise, or there is some delay in the travel plans. So, be a little curious about it and tap into your intuition a little bit more about that. But, for many of you, it's like this year, it's time to launch things. It's time to explore. It's time to expand. It's time for healthy change. It's time to grow more. And when it comes to your soul message, your soul coaching, we have fulfillment, because you're worthy of, feeling this fulfillment. You're worthy of utilizing the resources that you have to choose the experiences or invest in the experiences that will bring you more fulfillment, right? It feels like there's quite a bit of abundance here that you have. So it doesn't feel like your reason for not expanding has anything to do with lack of resources. It feels like you have that. But you're definitely called to expand a little more, to explore new things, to focus on what it is that is fulfilling for you. What are your passions, fresh new energy. When we get into your self-love messages here, I got to pull a few for you here. We have, when others judge you, remember most of them could not endure what you've experienced, and they have half of your courage. So that aligned with the Cancer sign message. So maybe look into the Cancer sign message, because there could be a beacon or some golden nuggets for you, Scorpio, as well. So yes, this is a message of, being aware that people project. They project their fears, they project their realities, they project their beliefs, and everything like that. So some of you maybe are in a space where you're quite judged or you're not celebrated, and this is a message for you to, move forward and kind of find your soul tribe, find the people that really embrace you authentically for who you are. The other message we have are the divine are with you in this moment. So you're being divinely guided, okay? And last but not least, we have maintain a spiritual practice that aligns and supports you. Tapping in with that intuition, clearing out the fear. That's really important for you here, Scorpios, right? Now we get into your timeline messages. What we have coming through is glass heart, vulnerability, apologize, delicate, clear, sensitive, openness, handle carefully, transparency, connection, forgiveness, okay? So some of you have some unforgiveness that you hold toward yourself or someone else. In January, you're going to be asked to release that. So that you have a clear heart space and you're ready for new energy, new experiences, new beginnings, that you're worthy of love. There's also that message of, it says also taking a risk. So some of you, it's expressing what's on your heart, or you might even have somebody come and confess or express feelings for you in January, because they want to clear their heart space. They want to get something off of their chest. You also have the rabbit energy, which represents new beginnings and fertility and sudden increase and resourcefulness. Again, you have this kind of lucky energy. You have some momentum picking up here, blessings coming in, and then you have the ball and chain, stuck way down, restrictions, addictions, heavy burdens, baggage, codependency, trapped in a difficult relationship. You're freeing yourself from something. It could be a relationship with a substance. It could be a relationship with a person, something toxic, something that's holding you back, and it feels like you're releasing this heaviness from your timeline. So again, you can move forward, and this explore energy in reverse can turn upright, and you can really enjoy and have fulfilling experiences. Some of you might want to travel to certain places, that are very much connected in with your family, for instance, right? When we get into love and relationships, for those of you that are in connections, funny enough, we have release your ex. The time has come for you to clear your energy, clarified by the 10 of Wands. So, it could be stuff that you still have of theirs, memories that you're clearing or releasing. Maybe some of you, you've been in contact with your ex and that's been affecting your current relationship and it's time to release that. But overall, it's like the old energy, it's the drama, it's the exhaustion. Like it's over and done, and you're ready to release that fully and embrace this new chapter. Because some of you are just kind of stuck in the in-between. When it comes to those of you that are single, we have romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So some of you could be meeting someone new in January or this year. And we have the 7 of Wands, and maybe, you've been going back and forth about whether or not you want to be in a relationship or explore your feelings. But, the message coming through here is it's important that you do, right? And it could also be someone who's a secret admirer who expresses their feelings to you here. So it's important to unpack those feelings and, not be afraid of them and kind of get to your truth and how you feel. Or again, someone may be doing that and coming towards you and expressing what's on their heart and what's on their mind. When we get into your blessings here, Scorpio, we have good times, okay? So getting to enjoy very fulfilling experiences. We have paradise, again, that might be someplace you want to travel, someplace you want to create, experiences that you desire to have. It could be a frequency even, and then you have abundance. So some of you could be opening an abundance door, and remember, abundance isn't just money. Abundance is what we require showing up when we require it, when we need it, right? So you're going to see more abundance in your experience. You're going to be unlocking more abundance, it looks like, with this beautiful message here. And, possibly operating from a higher timeline. I do feel like, Scorpios, you're clearing a lot of doubt and fear, which feels miraculous, with kind of what's going on in the world and everything that is thrown at us at this time. But you are focused on your fulfillment, you're clearing your fear, you're connecting in with the divine, perhaps with different spiritual practices, you're building in your confidence and your own like intuitive compass and your belief in yourself. You're looking at kind of like how you navigate the world and any ways that you kind of want to change and adjust that. And you're releasing some density or heaviness or some sort of toxic relationship, or maybe on a connection that just wasn't in alignment with you, or it was just mismatched. It just wasn't compatible, because you're evolving and growing. And I see Scorpios kind of like moving in this sort of new direction. Okay. So that is what I have for you. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. If you're interested in more content, I do have a Patreon Bloom membership that's linked below. I also have an Instagram, My Soul Tribe Tarot, all one word, no extra characters. Thank you so much for joining me. Receive what resonates, take the best care of yourself, and I will see you soon.